Hello everyone. I'm turning on the camera because it's appropriate just to thank you so much for my birthday wishes. Wishers? And I don't know, I felt the desire to share with you and to just to say thank you so much to everyone. Because you know I like to share. I like to share. What can I share? I can share, for me, just a perspective, because life is just a perspective. A perception, because it can't be any other way. It just cannot be. And what I can know for sure is that just for myself, how I perceive it is that in 53 years, like I've been on this planet for 53 years, and I've never been more joyful or never been more happy. And what I can say is it's just like, you know, that includes every challenge, everything that comes into my existence. Now you may say, like, you know, and sometimes my head says, people don't think that I don't get, like, you know, that, you know, someone said I'm a joy bomb, and, like, you know, and you're enjoying life, and you're a crazy one, and you're all this stuff, and all that set aside is like, none of that bothers me anymore. But it used to bother me, and to say that, you know, that I don't have any problems. What I've learned is that, for me, is that the secret is allowing yourself to have the problems, or allowing yourself to learn from things, and allowing yourself to not be perfect, or to be of value. The question of value. I guess I used to think that I was of value. And I know that sounds really strange, because we're raised and conditioned to say, you know, I am of value. I know my purpose. I know my life purpose. And I know what I'm doing, and I don't. And I know exactly why I'm here, and all this stuff. And all of that has changed. And because of the challenges and the contrast that I've had in my life, that everyone has, that every single person of us have. And I think that brings so much compassion to my heart, because I recognize myself in other people, and I'm able to say out loud that love is the continuous thing, and love is the observation of myself, and love is appreciating myself, and never ever again becoming the victim of any kind of circumstance, or victim of a failure, or even a victim of success. And I know several of you that watch me or whatever can relate to what I mean. What is success? What is, you know, 53 years is like I have now achieved my, did I set out to achieve? I guess I did. And, you know, I dreamt of being a choreographer, or, like, I became a teacher, and being, I don't know, like, just following. I've always followed my dreams. Now, with a lot of suffering, and came a lot of interest in why, you know, why am I feeling how I'm feeling? Why do I feel the way I feel? And why do I suffer? Why do I have pain? And I've come to realize that this is all part of the divine plan, I guess you could say, or does it need labels? I'm in a place where I don't really need labels. They arise, they are label, and I judge, and it arises, and the judgment of myself is, or any judgment of anything, really, of anything, in my opinion. And my opinion is not final. And it's very interesting, because sometimes I'm paid to voice my opinion, and to judge, you know, say like competitions, or dance competitions, or what I like, what I don't like. And I guess, you know, it's from somewhere, some interesting thing, I've accumulated certain knowledge, or some kind of preference of what is good or bad, or labeling. But at the end of the day, that's a certain level of reality. But at the end of the day, what I've realized that caused me less suffering or struggling is that there's no need to believe so much in your own judgment, or your own preference, or saying that that's different, and like it's all different. And if I related to it so much, and needed my way to be the highway, not my way or the highway, I guess in some way subconsciously, I guess I did. I've always had a good boy complex, which has now been very beneficial to me, because I know my motive. My motive was always to love one another, and to love myself, and that's a journey. And I would say I'm home. There's a lot to discover. There's a lot to appreciate about oneself, I guess. I don't know. Again, this is only a perception and a perspective, and I'm not concerned about what you think, and that's a beautiful day. I think it does rise, and you become very curious, and one becomes can become very defensive in their actions, and realizing that your action, your inspired right action, is for you is not the same for someone else, and that can cause some kind of pain, because I've learned to separate myself from others because I felt different and unique. Unique, I wouldn't call it unique at the time when you're growing up. I think you would label it as weird, or, you know, or what is that, or who are you, or you know, I guess. And my leading a life in art has brought me glorious things, glorious experience, but also failure and success. Success is being the best person you can be. Now, what does that mean? What does this necessarily mean? I have no idea what it means to anyone, and that's really amazing, because I used to think that I had the right answer, I guess. I don't have any answer at all, and it's because everything changes, and 53 years, every year, I'm sure, and I'm assuming because I really don't know anything, is that every year is a development, a learning and a letting go. So it's like these contradictory things, you know, learning and letting go, seems to be what happens, and I don't know. I can say also too, my happiness, my joy, you know, that sometimes I feel like I have to defend, which is just a thought. It's only a thought, and it's only a thought that arises, and thus assumptions and defense happens in the mind. How I think the most beautiful thing is that whatever I'm chasing, or whatever need, to think that I need that this career to be, or my career, or me as a teacher, or whatever, however I come to contact with other artists, however, as a creator, or as a facilitator, or as you know, I don't know, I have these labels, I don't know, as sharing my knowledge, I don't know, that's what ultimately what I feel, is that any success or failure that I have labeled by anyone who's experienced any work, be it my coaching or my work or what I present, is that I'm not attached to anyone's opinion about what that is, and of course my thoughts can be used to run that, and that's had been associated with letting myself be labeled by others, and believing that I was that label or whatever, because I'm assuming again, I don't know anything, is that all of us go through that. And if anyone young one day will recognize, if you feel odd or feel different, or you know, this is what happens, because we all are very unique in our own way, and waking up to that includes all of, like, you know, the misunderstanding of what you are, or your motivations of why you choose to react or choose to be in your life. I own that now. I own it more and more. Like I say, you know, there's a difference. There's like two different experiences, it seems, that I can happen in one moment. Is the ego, and then the authentic self, which observes all of it and allows all of it. And it's really, really simple. Life is really simple, because there's no attachment to a current event, and sometimes it feels really real. Like, it can feel really, really real that you are feeling. Your thoughts are labeling everything, and people can judge and say that, hey, you're detaching yourself from your label. Well, I guess you could say that, and I stand behind that, and I think it's so beautiful. Because I have then there's no attachment, there's no labeling, there's no suffering to be had. Suffering may arise, or sadness, or however you label it, or whatever. But what I can say for sure is that as soon as it comes, I let it go. And it's kind of like a muscle that you train, you know? Because the more and more you become aware of it, the more and more, the easier it becomes to recognize being 24/7, observing yourself 24/7. I don't know how it happened. It all happened, and everything that I was before, now it seems to be conscious, and I'm good. And I'm good. The most important thing for me is to be consistent with recognizing that I have full potential within myself to be happy how I am, and to own every part of me, and not to be a victim of any circumstance. And if I succeed, I succeed, and if I fail, I fail, and it's all the same thing. And what I realize, the conditioned thoughts, or however I'm feeling, or my feelings are labeling the circumstance of failure, is so impermanent, because what is permanent is the observer of that, I don't know, like the observer of my experience. And it's so simple, it's so beautiful. And that all happened with meditation and being aware. And I'm meditating 24 hours. That's how I come. I don't know. I can't go back. And I realize that love, the choice of love, and is really simple. And it's vulnerable, and it's hard, and it brings new things to one's experience. And you meet you meet yourself in other people, I think. So less judgment with yourself brings less judgment with other people. And judgment is such a, I don't know, it arises in the head, but it's not, I don't know. To whom judges, I think, ask to whom is aware of it. To whom does this benefit? I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's just an expression of love and gratitude. An expression of love and gratitude for where I am today, not where I was tomorrow. Where I am tomorrow, just today in this moment, having gratitude and love for every moment, and accepting all my feelings and all my emotions, and realizing they're impermanent and things are so beautiful. That's what I want to share with you so much on my birthday, if you at all watch this. And yeah, I vow to spread love, just continue it, and however that is perceived is how it's perceived, which is an illusion, because it has nothing to do with me. Alright, I love you so much. Thank you again for all your birthday wishes, and I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day, and with all that comes. Thank you so much. Bye.